Hi, friends. This is Nicole here, and I just felt such a call to share with you a little extension of love and a reflection of what is possible in this classroom of love right now. So, happy May. It's been a while since I've done videos. I just got back to my Denver home, which is an easier space to create video content to really support you in this classroom of love as love's reflection. And this will just be a quick little love burst to remind you of who you are. So, like I do all calls and all sessions, independent in-person sessions and phone sessions and video and any teachings that I offer, is I just want to remind you, set this up, that nobody knows you better than you. Anything that I share with you or anyone else shares with you in person, through media, through family story, anything that you hear or experience that does not feel right and true for you, know you have a choice. And that choice right now is so vital to us finding that peace and centeredness during this radical time. It's a radical time of metamorphosis on the planet. And more than ever, we are being called to activate that centered stillness that knows the truth, that can tap into our inner guidance, our unique inner guidance, that allows us to be fully present with others and present with ourselves, no matter the experience, whatever traumatic experience may be reflected around you, or maybe is coming up from inside of you. Maybe that looks like some really intense old stories, shadow stories. Right now, in this classroom of love on this beautiful planet, the human experience is bringing the shadows up to the light. And as an acutely sensitive being, as you are, it's really supportive to remember that you're here really to heal yourself. You're here to heal yourself. And how do we do that? We let those shadows come up and we reflect wholeness. And wholeness is about seeing ourselves as whole, moment to moment, recognizing who we are 5 minutes from now, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, who we were yesterday, a year ago, 2 months ago is radically different. And if we can be in that loving awareness, that presence of love in this classroom of love, and reflect our wholeness, reflect that in this moment, we are missing nothing. There is nothing outside of us that can shake that space of inner peace. And this is not easy when we are in a classroom of polarity and we are having the densest, most intense experiences coming up. Really radical stuff, challenging us to awaken our truth, to tap into our own inner wisdom, our own inner guidance. Because if we're here to be truly helpful, if we are here really to activate a higher frequency of consciousness, to awaken consciousness as a reflection of love and what is possible now and what is happening now, we must first recognize ourselves as a whole being. That there are aspects of us that are so connected, what is called superconscious, right? Connected to something that is so in alignment to the healing possibilities of presence. The activation of true loving awareness in a classroom of love. And as we allow that expansion to move through us, we recognize there's contraction. There are times where we may feel, as acutely sensitive beings, more anxiety, more anxiousness, more tension and tenseness and confusion, and even isolation. And let's just take a breath, because this is a really big story right now. This is a story that affects all of us, and most certainly those that would identify themselves as acutely sensitive, whether that is intuitive, or you want to call yourself psychic or clairvoyant, or however you feel to express yourself or label or identify yourself. There's more to it than that, and that's just my reflection to you. There's a lot more going on right now. So as we awaken these senses within us to really recognize ourselves as whole, then we recognize that everyone we come across, every living being is whole. They're whole. Whatever they are going through in their own assignment here in this earth school, whatever this classroom assignment looks like, that we meet them in their wholeness. We live in and from a practice of love that allows love to reflect no matter what. That we have that ability. We have that inside of us. And when we recognize this as the truth of who we are, and we see others in their wholeness, and we don't try to fix it for someone else, but simply be loving awareness in that presence where we can connect into a higher experience where we only perceive love as love, no matter what. I felt called to do this video today as I just got back to Denver from my Mexico home. And as soon as I got back, I had an experience, and I would love to share it with you, as I feel many of you are having those experiences also, especially those super sensitive beings who are so open and create so much openness that you are attracting or magnetizing beings around you that desire or intend to heal and to also reflect wholeness in this classroom of love. So when we came back to my Denver home, a new housekeeper was here, and she was just finishing up, and we just had a moment. She stared deeply into my eyes and started bursting out into tears. And she shared with me a truly traumatic and what some would say horrific experience that she just had in December. A very violent experience where her child was murdered in a very brutal experience, very brutal. And in this moment, she just poured out her fear and her aloneness and her idea of separation and her idea of what she felt was unjust and what she felt was a monstrous act, the worst act, and her process of healing through this. And she continued to cry, and she continued to apologize for expressing her emotions, and I just was present. I had just gotten back from a very long drive from Mexico to Denver, just walked in the door, and I recognized that in this classroom of love, in consciousness, we are always on call. I used to teach a class called Spiritual Midwifery and may teach it again, but we are always on call. We are here to truly be helpful. And in that moment, there was nothing that I could do to appease her, to make it better for her, except just reflect love, that she is seen, truly seen. And that there is more to this classroom than what we experience in the physical. And then I just reflected to her how powerful it was for her to just move that energy and to feel safe to share with a seemingly stranger, although we're never strangers, right? And how powerful it is to express and to bring that shadow to the light. And I kept aligning myself to seeing her as whole and to seeing this experience that she was going through and all of the beings that were part of that experience, and in seeing that as whole, neither bad nor good, right or wrong, but simply a classroom that we can't possibly perceive at this level of consciousness in this 3D Earth School, that there is more to the story here. And when she left, she gave me a hug, and we shared a moment of loving connection. We shared a moment of peace, and she felt deep relief. Now, I may never see this woman again, and I have no attachments to any of that. And I recognize afterwards, and she's sharing the brutality of this human experience that happened in this very dark way, the shadowy aspect. I allowed it to move through me, and I allowed it to come up, allowing that healing to move through me for myself, for my own wholeness, knowing that that was part of my classroom too, meeting her in perfect wholeness, that there is nothing missing, that there is nothing to fix, there is nothing that needs to be said other than, I see you, I am with you. In this moment, you are an expression of love. And if we allow it, we have the opportunity to allow love to choose for us what is truly possible in our wholeness. This is a practice that we get to experience moment to moment, day to day. If we choose, we get to choose that this is possible for us all. You are a blessing. And the more you allow your sweet, sensitive, acutely sensitive self to be activated, the more you will have those experiences that seem out of the blue, but perfectly placed, where you can be truly of service to another as you are truly of service to yourself. Right now, your healing is the biggest and most powerful gift this planet, this collective experience can possibly receive. Take a moment today, take a moment tomorrow, take lots of moments to be still, to be in that space of connection, nothing to fix, simply allowing all of yourself to be expressed. What would love choose for you right now? What would love choose for you always? What does love perceive? In the realm of loving thoughts, is your self-talk loving? Allow yourself to expand. Allow yourself to feel safe and to trust yourself. You are here on purpose, in purpose. You are truly a reflection of what is possible here as we allow consciousness to expand and we awaken heaven on earth right now. It's an inside job. And I believe inside you is heaven. And this is contagious. I love you and I bless you. And I will see you soon. Bye for now.